The Senate will come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Senators Baisley, Bridges, Buckner, Coleman, Cutter, Danielson,
Excused.
Exum, Fields, Gardner, Senator Gardner, Janal, Gonzalez, Hanson, Henriksen, Hawkes Lewis, Kirkmeyer, Kolker, Liston, Lundin, Marchman, Michelson Janae, Malika, Pelton B, Pelton R, Priola, Rich, Roberts, Rodriguez, Simpson, Smallwood, Senator Smallwood, Sullivan, Senator Sullivan,
Excused.
Van Winkle, Will, Winter,
Excused.
Zenzinger, Senator Zenzinger. Mr. President,
Here. The morning roll call is 32 present, 0 absent, 3 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Van Winkle, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Thank you, Mr. President. Please join me in the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the journal. Senator Exum. Senator Exum.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate Journal of February 9th, 2024 be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no? The ayes have it. That motion is adopted. Senate Services.
February 12, 2024, correctly printed Senate Joint Resolution 8, correctly engrossed Senate Bill 86, correctly re-engrossed Senate Bill 71, correctly re-revised House Bills 1020 and 1090.
Introduction of bills.
House Bill 1212, Representatives Sirota and Taggart, Senators Bridges and Kirkmeyer, concerning entities serving the new 23rd Judicial District.
Appropriations. Third reading of bills. Final passage. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate Bill 86?
Senate Bill 86, Senators Rich and Michelson Janae, Representatives Byrd and Weinberg, concerning the Breast and Cervical Cancer Prevention and Treatment Fund.
Senator Michelson Janae.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 86 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of Senate Bill 86. Are there any no votes? Senators Van Winkle, with a vote of 31 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 3 excused, Senate Bill 86 is passed. Co-sponsors. Senators Henriksen, Kolker, Kirkmeyer, Gardner, Exum, Mullica, Roberts, Hanson, Will, Priola, Cutter, Fields, Buckner, Jaquez Lewis, Marchman, Bridges, Zenzinger, Janal, Coleman. Please add the president. General order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve and self-committee of the whole for consideration of general order, second reading of bills consent calendar.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The motion is adopted and the Senate will resolve itself into the committee of the whole for the consideration of the general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar, and Senator Coleman will take the chair. Good luck.
Thank you, brother. Committee will come to order and the court rule is relaxed. Will the clerk please read the title of all the bills in the general order, second reading of bills consent calendar?
Senate Bill 63, Senators Rich and Coleman, Representative Taggart, concerning the confidentiality of discussions in a peer report support setting, House Bill 1179, Representative Degree Kennedy and Frizzell, Senators Hanson and Baisley, concerning the creation of an updated abstract for the 2023 property tax year.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for the adoption of all the bills on the consent calendar, which include Senate Bill 63 and House Bill 1179, and there are no committee reports.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the consent calendar? Motion for the body's adoption of all the bills in general order, second reading of bills consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it and the bills are adopted. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion for the committee to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The committee will rise and report.
The Senate will come to order. Senator Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has had a number of bills in consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
February 9, 2024, Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report has had under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof, and makes the following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 63 passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1179 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Senator Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the report.
The motion is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 3 excused, committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 63 passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1179 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General order, second reading of bills. Senator Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve himself in committee of the whole for consideration general order, second reading of bills.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. The Senate will resolve itself in the committee of the whole for the consideration of the general order, second reading of bills, and Senator Coleman will take the chair.
Committee will come to order and the court rules relax for everybody up in here. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 79?
Senate Bill 79, Senators Henriksen and Smallwood, Representative Mabry, concerning authorization for a two-wheeled motorcycle to overtake another motor vehicle in the same lane.
Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Senate Bill 79 and the associated committee report from the Committee on Transportation and Energy.
To the Transportation and Energy Committee reports, Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In the Transportation and Energy Committee, we put a couple amendments on the bill, one that reduced the speed at which the overtaking can occur from 20 miles per hour to 15 miles per hour and specified that other traffic must be stopped. We had an amendment that causes the bill to automatically repeal in 3 years and requires CDOT to report back to the legislature with data pertaining to the policy for the legislature to consider reauthorization, and we fixed an errant reference to Montana in the legislative declaration that should have referred to Utah.
Discussion on the committee report. Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of the Transportation and Energy Committee report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Transportation and Energy Committee report is adopted. To the bill, Senator Pelton, beautiful.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to let everybody know that I was the one, I'm sorry, thank you, Mr. Chair.
There we go.
There you go. I just want to let everybody know that I was the lone no vote in committee on this. I heard a lot from the law enforcement community that did not like this bill, and so I voted no on it because of that, and also because I heard from several people in my community that didn't like this bill as well. So thank you, and I just asked for a no vote.
Senator Janal.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I, too, rise in opposition to Senate Bill 79. As a motorcycle rider, I find that there is a lot of road rage out there, and whether it's motorcycle lane filtering, passing, whether it's lane splitting, I am not in favor of that because it just puts people at risk. Not just the motorcycle rider, but also innocent people that you may be passing and don't even know that that's happening. And it just opens it up for more accidents, for more litigation. And with the way things are out there on the roadways right now, I ask for a no vote on Senate Bill 79.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of Senate Bill 79. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 79 is adopted. Will the clerk please read the title to SCR 24001?
Senate Concurrent Resolution 1, Senators Danielson and Fields, Representatives Duran and Weissman, submitting to the registered electors of the state of Colorado an amendment to the Colorado Constitution concerning allowing Colorado lawmakers to pass laws that permit victims of childhood sexual abuse to bring a civil claim for the sexual abuse regardless of when the sexual abuse occurred.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the SCR 001 be laid over until February 14th, Wednesday.
The motion is to lay over SCR 24001 until February 14th. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and SCR 24001 will be laid over until February 14th. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 087?
Senate Bill 87, Senator Malika, Representative Daugherty, concerning the provision of a facility-provided topical medication to a patient for the continuity of the patient's treatment after a surgical procedure.
Senator Mullica.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Senate Bill 87.
Any further discussion? There is an amendment of the desk. Will the clerk please read L002 to Senate Bill 87?
Senate Bill 87, L002.
Senator Mullica.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Amendment L002.
To the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, what Amendment L002 does is it broadens the bill to allow other unit of medications used in hospitals and surgery centers to be sent home with patients. I would ask for a yes vote.
Any discussion on L002? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of L002. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. L002 is adopted. To the bill. Senator Mullica.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, Senate Bill 87 is really a common sense bill. It allows for providers to send home medication that's being used in the office or the hospital with the patient rather than throwing it out. It's a win-win. It keeps medical waste out of our landfills and saves money for patients to be able to take that medication home with them rather than having to go to the pharmacy, especially in rural areas where the pharmacy may be harder to get to. And so I would ask for a yes vote.
Any further discussion? Senator Will.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill just makes all kinds of sense. We heard it in committee, and I'm getting on the bill with Senator Mullica because this bill really makes sense, and it really makes sense for our patients and for rural Colorado.
Senator Hawkes Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to say I appreciated all the work on this bill by the sponsors. Many pharmacies are already doing this in states, in this state, in facilities and hospitals. But this makes sure that the areas that most particularly, I believe it's eye medication where there might be some doubt, that this would be allowed to happen. So I thank the sponsors for doing this.
Senator Fields.
Good morning, Mr. President and colleagues. We heard this bill in committee, and it was very refreshing to talk about efficiency as it relates to prescription drugs. I mean, why would you have someone not get their medication that has been applied in the emergency room, and they would have to throw it away? What this bill allows is for that patient to keep their medication, so they don't have to go to the pharmacy and pay another $60, $70 or whatever it is to apply the ointment or whatever they need outside of the emergency room. This is good government, and I ask you to vote yes on Senate Bill 87.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of Senate Bill 87. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 87 is adopted. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate Bill 066?
Senate Bill 66, Senator Sullivan, Representative Furley, concerning a requirement that certain businesses with relationships with firearms merchants use the appropriate merchant category code.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that the Senate lay over Senate Bill 066 until Tuesday, February 13th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 066 to February 13th. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and Senate Bill 066 will be laid over to February 13th. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion for committee to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report. The Senate will come to order. Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has had a number of bills under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
February 9, 2024. Mr. President, your Committee of the Whole begs leave to report it has had under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof, and makes the following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 79 is amended, passed on second reading, and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 87 is amended, passed on second reading, and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate concurred Resolution 1 laid over until February 14th. Senate Bill 66 laid over until February 13th.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the report.
The motion is the adoption of the Committee of the Whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 3 excused, and zero absent, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 24079 is amended, passed on second reading, and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 87 amended, passed on second reading, and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. SCR 001 laid over until February 14th, and Senate Bill 66 laid over until February 13th. We'll take a senatorial 5. We are back. Consideration of resolutions. Members, we are doing resolutions. Will the clerk please read the title of House Joint Resolution 24-1007?
House Joint Resolution 1007 concerning Representatives Ortiz and Wilson, Senator Simpson and Michelson-Janae concerning recognition of military veterans and POW MIA Appreciation Day.
Senator Michelson-Janae.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Joint Resolution 1007 and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1007. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 3 excused. House Joint Resolution 24-1007 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senators Simpson, Janal. Senator Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call be added as co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title of House Joint Resolution 1008?
Fair.
House Joint Resolution 1008, Representatives Martinez and Lynch, Senators Lundin and Marchman, concerning honoring Gold Star families.
Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Joint Resolution 24-1008 and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1008. Are there any no votes?
Is this your pen?
With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 1008 is adopted. Mr. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Actually, are we in the Senate? Mr. President,
It's confusing.
I request that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors to HGR 24-1008.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors.
Thank you.
Will the clerk please read the title of House Joint Resolution 1009?
House Joint Resolution 1009, Representatives Morrow and Winter T, Senators Hinrichsen and Peltonar, concerning the 56th anniversary of the capture of the USS Pueblo by North Korea.
Senator Peltonar.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Joint Resolution 1009.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1009. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 24-1009 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Hinrichsen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call be added as co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title of House Joint Resolution 1010?
House Joint Resolution 1010, Representatives Weissman and Taggart, Senators Gardner and Janal, concerning honoring Colorado veterans on the 79th anniversary of the end of World War II.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move House Joint Resolution 24-1010 and request an aye vote in honor of our World War II veterans.
Seeing no discussion, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1010. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 1010 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Janal.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Would the clerk please read the title to House Joint Resolution 1011?
House Joint Resolution 1011, Representatives English and Bacon, Senators Exum and Fields, concerning recognition of African American veterans.
Senator Fields.
Mr. President, we move HJR 24-1011.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of HJR 1011. Are there any no votes? With 32 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 1011 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Fields.
Mr. President, we ask that the current roll call be considered for a positive vote.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Would the clerk please read the title to House Joint Resolution 1012?
House Joint Resolution 1012, Representatives Lukens and Holtorf, Senators Will and Roberts, concerning honoring the 10th Mountain Division of Colorado.
Senator Will.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Joint Resolution 24-1012.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1012. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 1012 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Would the clerk please read the title of House Joint Resolution 1013?
House Joint Resolution 1013, Representatives Velasco and McLaughlin, Senators Simpson and Danielson, concerning honoring and recognizing the military service and contributions of Native American veterans and communities.
Senator Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Joint Resolution 24-1013 be approved.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1013. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 1013 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to House Joint Resolution 1014?
House Joint Resolution 1014, Representative Hartsook and Marshall, Senators Pelton B. and Henriksen, concerning recognition and remembrance of Colorado military veterans who served in the Persian Gulf War.
Senator Pelton B.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Joint Resolution 1014.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1014. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 1014 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title of House Joint Resolution 1015?
House Joint Resolution 1015, Representatives Root, Nell, and Evans, Senators Rodriguez and Pelton B, concerning recognition of the contributions of Latina and Latino veterans.
Senator Pelton B.
I move House Joint Resolution 1015. Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1015. All those in favor say, I'm just joking. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 1015 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the current roll call be added as co-sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Will the clerk please read the title to House Joint Resolution 1016?
House Joint Resolution 1016, Representatives Wilford and Armagost, Senators Kirkmeyer and Buckner, concerning recognition and remembrance of Colorado military veterans who served in the Vietnam War.
Senator Buckner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Joint Resolution 24-1016.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion is the adoption of House Joint Resolution 1016. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 3 excused, House Joint Resolution 1016 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the current roll call be added to the sponsors.
Seeing no objection, the current roll call will be added as co-sponsors. Governor's appointments. Consideration of governor's appointments. Consent calendar. Will the clerk please read the appointments listed on the consent calendar?
Members of the Board of Trustees for Western State Colorado University, effective January 1, 2024, for terms expiring December 31, 27. Millie Hamner of Dillon, Colorado, reappointed. Kristen Blessman of Denver, Colorado, reappointed.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the confirmations of the appointments listed on the consent calendar, which include members of the Board of Trustees for Western State Colorado University, Millie Hamner of Dillon, and Kristen Blessman of Denver.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none. The motion is the confirmation of the appointments of the consent calendar. Are there any no votes on the consent calendar? With a vote of 32 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 3 excused, the appointments are confirmed. Announcements. Members, I have one special announcement before we open it up for everyone. Saturday, February 10th, was a very important day because it was Senator Buckner's birthday. Will the Senate choir please assemble to wish her a happy birthday?
It's a good thing.
My comrades are giving me shit on that. They don't like my singing.
Oh, I know it, I heard that, I'm like, why?
Those stockings are something.
You look great. Where's Jenny? She's coming, she's gotta get her festive hats on.
There you go.
So comfortable.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Senator Shannon. Happy birthday to you. May the dear Lord bless you, shower graces on you. May the dear Lord bless you, Janice. May the dear Lord bless you.
Aw, so sweet. Your cousin.
Announcements. Senator Baisley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I've coordinated with both Majority Leader and Minority Leader to be absent from the floor on this Thursday, February 15.
Senator Janal.
Thank you, Mr. President. Speaking of birthdays, may I ask for a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Thank you. Today, I want to welcome guests from Colorado State University. It is Colorado State University's birthday. And I welcome anyone who has been a student at CSU or has family at CSU to come on down and join me, because I have a tribute to bring to our esteemed guests. But I hope you all had a wonderful breakfast on the first floor, enjoyed the burritos and everything else, as well as the swag bag that CSU provided for you with a lot of goodies in it. And I'm proud to be an alumni of this great institution. I received my doctorate from the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences a few years ago. But during the 154 years, it's 154 years CSU was founded, it has evolved into one of the nation's premier research universities while maintaining true to its land-grant roots. Today, the system has expanded, not just from the main campus in Fort Collins, but also to CSU Pueblo and CSU Global Campus. CSU consistently ranks among the top public universities in terms of educational quality and affordability, with world-leading programs in fields as varied as veterinary and diagnostic medicine, performing arts, natural resources, agricultural science, engineering and hydrology, clean energy, liberal arts and history, social work, business, real estate, and on and on and on. CSU's campuses and their faculty, students, and alumni comprise a powerful economic force that generates an estimated $5 billion in statewide economic activity. True to its land-grant mission, CSU excels in the area of workforce education. The university brings an annual research funding that exceeds $500 million and has created startup businesses employing over 2,500 Coloradans. CSU's extension mission thrives around the state through a network of agricultural and experiment stations, extension offices, and 4-H programs that puts research to work for our citizens and disseminates valuable information which improves people's lives. It's with this long-lasting tradition of serving Colorado, I am privileged as a state legislator and an alumni to represent and honor CSU on the 154th anniversary of its founding. And Mr. President, I'd like to read the tribute out loud. The tribute states, the Senate of the Colorado Legislature, convened in the first regular session of the 74th General Assembly, hereby recognizes Colorado State University Founders Day. The members of the Colorado State Senate are proud to recognize Colorado State University's Founders Day on the anniversary of President Lincoln's signing of the Morrill Act in 1862, which created our state's land-grant university system. The CSU system today encompasses CSU's flagship research university in Fort Collins State University in Pueblo, a regionally focused Hispanic-serving institution, and Colorado State University Global, the nation's first fully online public university, which together educate nearly 50,000 students annually, and the Denver-based CSU Spur campus created in partnership with the Colorado General Assembly. This tribute honors 154 years of life-changing education, research, and service to Colorado. On request of Senator Joanne Ginal, given this 12th day of February 2024, State Capitol, Denver, Colorado, signed Steve Fenberg, President of the Senate. I'm delighted to welcome our guests out in the back here, and I think some of them are recognizable even more so from how they are presented, but I am delighted to welcome the President of CSU Fort Collins, Ms. Amy Parsons. Also, the President of CSU Pueblo, Mr. Armando Valdez. And the President of CSU Global, Dr. Becky Takeda Tinker. And I'd be remiss if I did not introduce the mascots that are standing there. Cam the Ram, Wolfie the Timberwolf, and Goldie the Eagle. And please give our guests a very warm welcome, and thank you very much for coming today, for celebrating CSU's birthday. We thank you for all that you've done, and you can see that we have a great showing of members here that probably want to say something about CSU in one form or another. So thank you very much for coming today.
Senator Fields.
Thank you, Mr. President. And on this day of recognition, I do have to recognize Colorado State University because I am the proud parent of having 2 students graduate from Colorado State University. Thank you for investing in their character and in their promise. And it's not easy to just hand your kids over to a university. And when I did that with CSU, you guys fulfilled your promise. And because of that, I'm so very, very grateful for all you do for all students across our state and nation, it sounds like, with Global College as well. Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you so much.
Senator Zinzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I have a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Members, I too wanted to speak to the tribute this morning. I have a current freshman at CSU, and it's going to surprise you because she's not studying agriculture, she's not studying business, she's studying music. And CSU is one of the world-class performing arts colleges across Colorado, across the country. And it's surprising because many people don't think of it that way. But CSU is also a supporter of the arts, and I just wanted to highlight that. And then secondly, I wanted to call to your attention the fact that this is my 4th year, I believe, where I have had the privilege of a CSU intern working in my office. That is a phenomenal internship program. I really enjoy the support of the students who come down here every Tuesday and Thursday. They spend the entire day in our office and down here at the legislature, which is a huge commitment for students to take that kind of time out of their schedule, away from their friends. But they do it because they like the opportunity to learn, because it falls in line with their degree program. And I just know that personally, we love having them. They are bright, and I think that their futures are bright, and it's a real privilege to be able to host those students in my office. So I want to give those 2 shout outs and welcome.
Senator Marchman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier today, before the mascots were there and the CSU folks, there were some folks from Loveland. So we had our Miss Loveland Valentine, who was here, parents, chaperone, and Chamber of Commerce. And can I please have a moment of personal privilege?
Granted.
Thank you. And thank you for allowing me the moment.
Senator Mullica.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have requested and received permission to be absent tomorrow and Wednesday of this week from floor work.
Senator Peltonar.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tomorrow morning, it's that time again, our weekly Bible study. Come down to 109, starts at 7:15. We gather and have prayer and then a Bible study, and you also have stuff to eat. So see you tomorrow morning.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do not ask for a moment of personal privilege. Thank you. Just letting everyone know, my wife Anne Marie was a professor and said, folks, pay attention to your syllabus. I'm not going to tell you every day what's in your syllabus. Read the syllabus, do the reading in the syllabus. But here in the Senate, we let folks know ahead of time, even if it's in the syllabus. So, appropriations will meet tomorrow. It is in the syllabus. Check your schedules. It will meet according exactly to what is in the calendar. I believe that's 7:30 a.m. and LSB B. So there you go. We will put it in the calendar and we will tell you from the well. Enjoy. See you tomorrow morning.
Majority Leader Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate recess until 12 p.m. today. Colleagues, you do not need to return. We'll just be reviewing some bills and reading them across the desk if appropriate. Thank you.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will recess until 12 p.m. today.